Welcome back, everyone. Let's see. It's been a week longer than usual. Where did we leave off? Ah, yes. When we last left our heroes, they had just successfully obtained 2 copies of the translation matrix that will hopefully grant them the ability to speak to the locals without learning their language, and possibly never have to learn a new language again. As Skemon managed to successfully orchestrate the escape of both Whimsy and himself, the 2 now have tickets for their fancy party. The 2 have tickets for their fancy party and have a destination in mind. Only one stop they need to make. They need fancy clothing. Whimsy, Skemon.
Pardon me while I misspell a very easy to spell word. Hold on. Yep.
What do you do?
I have an internal panic attack.
Constant mood for real. Whimsy Googled the good old-fashioned, very fancy clothing store near me, and that worked out fine for her. So we are headed in the direction of that. I do think just during the way, because she never really, like, confirmed how these work, she will kind of try to, she'll hand the other device to Skemon, the translation device, and then just kind of try to fiddle and activate hers.
Okay. So the instructions are written in Aquan. So...
Okay, we got that.
So
Yeah.
you are pure guesswork and the pictures. There are some pictures.
I think you messed up the languages there then, because you said Aquan.
I meant Orin. That's my bad.
Yep.
I meant Orin. Which means you are working exclusively off pictures and guesswork. Can I have either an intelligence? No, roll me an Arcana check. Because that is an intelligence-based check, so...
Stemon's gonna do the same thing with his.
Fair enough.
I'm an idiot, I didn't pull out his dice.
A 23 for me.
16.
23 and 16. Surprisingly, you 2 actually both managed to get it working without even asking for assistance from the other. You both managed to turn on the device.
Oh, hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Love how, oh, we've got it on! Now what? No, Scanlan's gonna, he probably won't be able to do it without a mirror. What does it look like? I was, like, what exactly does this look like?
It is a very thin, metallic device that, is barely visible, but is like a small glowing blue strip that connects your ear to your mouth.
Right. How obvious is the glow? You just said it's not all that.
Yeah,
obvious, right?
you'd have to You'd have to be looking for it or standing in the dark to notice.
Ooh, so it is glow in the dark.
Even then, only like a bit.
Okay.
Like it's noticeable if it's like pitch black. And it's gonna
barely.
And it's gonna stand out a little bit in the darkness. But it is designed to be unintrusive.
Whimsy looks around for a random person when she thinks she has this working. A bird person specifically,
Okay.
someone who is probably going to speak in the language of squawking, and, and is just going to just walk up to them. Can you understand me?
Yes, how can I help you?
Oh, I don't need your help, thanks, bye. And walks back to Skate.
What in the fuck?
This game on the second Whimsy like goes to talk to someone, it's just like, oh no, nope, don't make eye contact, what is going on? And then hears that and just sighs as Whimsy comes back to him. Could you have been less obvious at all?
What do you mean, obvious? It's not like I pointed it out.
No, but you asked if people could understand you, and then didn't give any sort of indication that you're not. You did good. Good job, Whimsy. You figured out that it is working. You should probably put that on your. Should adjust it slightly so that thing's not as obvious on your. Is it like an earpiece as well? Is there like an earpiece thing too?
Yeah, so it like connects your ear to your mouth, essentially.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Skaven's going to very subtly to the street, like adjust it behind Whimsy's ear so it's not like sticking up as much. Just there. There you go. Anyways, you've got it. So.
She was getting like more annoyed, like about to lash out, and then you you make contact, and she pacifies. She immediately goes silent and kind of takes the opportunity to nuzzle a little bit against your touch. All right, Skamon. I expect you to buy the nicest suit in the store. I think you would look kind of good in a white suit. You know what? Like it would contrast like all of your darkness or whatever.
No, I would rather not look like my father on his wedding day if I can avoid it. I don't need that to be a picture that I have. Because he won't shut up about it if he ever sees that, so.
Oh, Skamon, darling, I'm sure you'd look way better than your dad did in it. You could use it as like a, hey, like look at me, I look better than you.
Nope.
Okay, fine, all black is hot as well.
I mean, I didn't say it had to be all black, just not white.
Well, Skamon, those are like the only two classic colors. Gray? Or are you going to be a little wild?
We'll see when we get there.
Do they even have clothing that isn't like black or gray in the Shadowfell? Is that like banned?
He's actively wearing a purple shirt.
She doesn't know you got it from there.
He looks down at his shirt, looks back up at Whimsy, looks down at his shirt again, and just sighs.
Yeah, I'm sure that was like imported.
Either way, I still got it in the Shadowfell. It's not illegal. It's a color of clothing I I don't wear it when I work normally, but this is not my normal job. What? No. Okay.
Wait. Is camouflage in the Shadowfell just black? Like the color, like camouflage, is it just black?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's kind of the like you mean you look at normal camouflage and it's kind of like a dark black gray sort of version of that. But yeah, it's pretty much just you put on a black jacket and you go out, you do things, and it's normal.
Whimsy looks stupidly amused by this for some reason. Like she jumps up a little bit, and, like clumps her hooves. That is silly and good to know.
I mean, yeah, it is. It's pretty funny how that works, but I mean, it makes sense, so. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know?
Speaking of fixing it, though, you are looking quite broke for a high-end society party with, like, you know, all the things. How many drugs do you think will be there? I mean, in the
Huh?
books, they always had, like, the drugs, and then they had, like, you know, like, they had, like, the strippers they would bring in, and then, like, the money stacks.
I'm gonna be honest, both me as a player and I'm gonna say Scamon heard drugs. Like dogs with an R. And I don't know why I heard that.
It might either be my mic or just because I'm from Tennessee. I don't
think
know.
it's just the way I think it's just the way you have her voice like draw it out. But that's really funny. So he did hear it like that the first time though, and then he understood the second as I did, but I thought it was really funny how I completely misheard you. I did not get it for way too long. No, Scammon kind of stops for a second. There probably will be, but don't do drugs. That's not worth it.
Well, okay, first of all, I would totally try them because it's like an experience, but you're right, not here. We have an assassination we gotta do.
Yeah. Also, you have no idea what they are, what's in them, what, created them, so would rather, if you're gonna do it, talk to your mother about it. She seems like the type to...
I already have Scamon. She's banned drugs. Why do you think I left?
You're sex deprived, but that's besides the point.
Yeah,
He
she banned
mutters
that too.
He kind of mutters that as quickly as possible, but it was not quite enough. But I mean, why were you basically imprisoned in your own home? Do you know why? Because that just seems weird to me.
She looks quickly, oddly offended at that. It wasn't imprisonment. Don't, like, drag mother like that. She took very good care of me. I had, like, most everything I wanted that wasn't, something that she deemed harmful to me. It was, like, I mean, okay, it was really nice. Like, as soon as she gets over being silly, then, like, I'm gonna go back and visit, like, all the time. I love Mother. She's great. She graced me, like, she does, like, a little chef kiss.
Yeah, that's why you have no survival skills. Other than, don't talk to the very obvious shady guy in the corner.
Maybe I would have gotten my shady guy fix, but she was very adamant about not importing men. I told her, like, every single birthday since I was, like, I don't know, 10 years old, that I wanted, like, her to, like, capture a dude for me and bring them in on my birthday, but she never would. I even asked for like hot servants, and like you saw the ones I had. Felix, blech. He
Yeah,
has
well, I
like
can agree
no
with that.
edge, zero edge.
I can agree with that one. I'm not gonna continue that sentence actually, but I do agree with you.
Past. I was raised very, very well, much more than, much more privileged and fortunate than you, I'm sure. Game on. No offense.
I mean, I've at least hooked up with a guy before, so
What?
I think I'm.
You're not a virgin?
Skaven, kind of
Screams this in the
flinches.
street. Screams it.
You definitely get some heads turning your way.
Skaven kind of like flinches slightly because of how sudden and loud it was, and just bursts out laughing. I mean, Whimsy. Yeah, no, I'm not a virgin.
Why do you think that's so obvious? You declined
What?
all my advances, so like, yeah, no, I didn't think that you got laid because I figured you'd be like, ooh, no, I'm too cool for sexual activity.
Yeah, because your advances have come on very strongly and not very pleasantly.
Yeah, well, you know what? A lot of people. Okay, first of all, pleasant. It has been perfectly pleasant. Second of all, a lot of people are very into a strong coming on. Like me, for example. If a guy likes me, I want them to show it.
Uh-huh. Well, it's good for you, I guess.
What was it like? Tell me the
I'm not
details.
explaining that to you. No, I'm not going to do that.
Okay, was it a one-night thing? Did you date? How big was he?
Uh,
Were you top or bottom?
it wasn't a one-night thing. We didn't date. I won't be answering that question. And, depending on the day, could be either.
Ah, switch. Game on. That's fair.
The entire time, he keeps, like, coughing into his mouth to try and stop himself from laughing. It's not working, but he's trying.
Right. Well, you and your sweet little switch ass should, go shopping with me or whatever. This place is, like, so far away. It looked closer on the map.
Yeah, because you were zoomed out. Gotta zoom in a bit, and you'll...
She glares. Well, I hope you don't think that you have one up on me, Skamon, because you know what? I like a man with experience. So, like, if you said that to, like, get me to leave you alone, it's not even gonna work.
Say what? To zoom out on the phone? Because it looked... What are we talking
I
about
care
right
about the
now?
phone. I don't care about the phone. You know what I'm talking about. Your sexual activities.
That wasn't... I mean, it got you to leave me alone, it would have been a win. But clearly, as you just mentioned, it won't. But that was more so to get a one-up on you of other reasons.
I have you know, Skamon, I'm saving myself for someone perfect. Now, you might think me a common whore. However, I want you to know that I would not take that last step with someone unless they prove themselves quite worthy.
No, I know. You're not a whore. You're just a slut in theory. Not in practice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're on the same page.
Maybe. At this point, I don't know what page we're on, but...
We're on page 69. Keep up, honey. We arrive at the store. Please, we arrive at the store.
You arrive at the clothing store. You see a man who appears to be humanoid at first glance, but you notice he does not have legs, simply a small whirlwind, I guess, beneath him, as he smiles as you enter. And how can I help you, my friends?
Okay, is the whirlwind something that you summon, or is that part of your body?
It is part of my being.
Immediately Skamon, goes to try and stop Whimsy from saying that, before she can, but obviously he fails, so he immediately, retracts his hand and just puts his head in his hands for a minute.
Are the horns something that you summon, or are they part of you?
Me.
Well, how can I help you?
Honey bunches of oats. If you said that to try to, make me offended or something, I don't get offended. You can ask me any question you want. I'm all about open conversation. Now.
Why does your mother not trust you?
Shh.
No, you said you're open to any question?
Pretty much, yeah.
Why does your mother not trust you?
Oh, she does. Scame on here is just a little fibby liar pants.
Yeah, that's why you had
liar
to
pants
sneak
on
out
fire.
of your own house.
She quickly looks back at Whirlwind Dude. Oh, you wouldn't know much about pants, though. Sorry, that was sensitive.
How can I help you?
Is there a free wall nearby, an open area of wall?
Yeah.
And Skamon immediately walks over and just thunks his head against it, and just... You can see the full sigh of, not defeat, but... despair, almost. Just kicking in right now.
Okay, well, we are going to a very high-end, wonderful, yeah, synonyms for that place.
We're going to an event.
We are going to
and the
an
event has a dress code. The
It
dress code
does.
is... what is it considered? The black tie event, I think, is what they're technically considered? Fancy. It's a fancy event. And, well... apparently more fancy than we were expecting, so our previous outfits do not work.
Fancy. I can do fancy.
Yeah.
Are we looking for... What style are we going for? Because there's a lot that you can do with fancy.
Well, since we are in the plane of air, I, at least, want a dress that is extremely flowy and open, and like I want to go in and just whirlwind everyone away. Just be like, whoa, gust of air, holy moly.
He kind of nods, thinking. What's your budget?
My budget is whatever the price tag is.
That gives me plenty to
Scammon
work
just
with.
slowly shakes his head quietly in the background.
And what about you? What do you want for style?
But I don't know. I don't normally do fancy. I don't know what styles I'm supposed to be looking out for.
Well, we have in recent years adapted to the material plane standard of suits and ties, which is where you get your black tie term from. We could go material plane classic. We could go traditional plane of air. We could go plane of water traditional. Or we could go something a little more exotic. I know some styles from both the plane of earth and the plane of fire that I could work around. He kind of looks you up and down. I think you'd look good in a kimono, a water plane outfit. They're looser, more flowy, and would leave plenty of room for your wings.
Forgot about those. He does mutter that. That is something he said. He's like, oh, I forgot about those. Right. I mean, I can, if you suggest, if you, I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking for. So.
Let's try a few on, then.
Alright, yeah, that works.
Who wants to go first? I need to measure both of you, and then I can fetch some samples from what I have. And who should I measure first?
Skaven will, like, nudge Whimsy forward. Oh, wait, maybe not.
Tori?
Did, oh, the computer crashed. Oh,
Oh,
fun.
fun. Let's give it a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. So, what did you miss?
Literally, dude was just like, we should try if you won. That was the last thing I heard.
Let's try a few on. Who should we do first? I need to measure, and then I can pull some samples from what I have.
Skaven kind of just looks at Whimsy and then, like, gives her a nod of, like, you go. Go first.
She, quite politely for her, will look at Skamon and, see his initial reaction to that, but will absolutely gladly take it, bounding forth quite confidently.
Right. Just over here, as he kind of takes you to stand in front of a mirror, as he pulls out a measuring tape and begins to kind of measure you, as he gets you to kind of hold your hands out and whatnot, measuring your waistline, your bust, and everything else, as he kind of notes down each of the numbers, and then gestures for Skamon to step forward.
Well, while he's measuring Whimsy, is there any, any clothes out there that, to look at and that might have price tags on them?
There are a few clothes on display, but there are no price tags that you can see. They're all quite fancy. Some suits, some dresses, and vastly differing designs as well. Uh, many items that you, a couple of items that you wouldn't even know what to call them. Just in a vastly different style than you've ever seen.
Alright. In that case, Scammon will, once Whimsy's done, hesitantly, like, make sure his, like, the cloak that Rain, or not Rain, oh my gosh.
Oh
The
no!
cloak, that was so wrong. It's even funny, as I wasn't referring to Rain, I was referring to the, no, yeah. Anyways, I am dumb. What the fuck I'm removing the, uh, cloak. The water cloak. Yep. Just gonna say that. And, oh my god, my throat hurts. Will kind of hesitantly step forward, trying to make sure he doesn't knock anything over with his wings.
Fair enough. You make your way over. He measures you, measuring your wings, the distance between them and your waist, your bust, everything that would need to be taken into account. Kind of nodding to himself. All right. Give me a couple of minutes, and I will get a selection for both of you to try on. As he turns and walks away into a room deeper inside.
Whimsy, can I see your phone for a second?
Okay. She'll slide it over and then peek to see what he's doing.
He's essentially clicking onto, like, the, like, reviews and whatever for the store they're in, and essentially just trying to find base price level for what to expect.
Looking at the reviews, you don't. Very few reviews actually mention a price. And most mentions of price are just, like, really low price for the quality. And reviews as such. You do find one that says that the price was in the hundreds to thousands range.
Fuck. Alright, is there, like, a website or something that would give kind of, like, what am I trying to think of? Oh my god. Is there anywhere that I can look up, like, an average price for this store, whether it be on a website or whether it be a part of, like, the overview of it?
You do manage to find an average price on the site's on the store's website. Depending on the quality and the style, the average price does sit around 2,000 per outfit.
Yeah, and that's what I was worried about.
Shit. All right.
Yeah, no, Skamon sees that, and then kind of checking to make sure the person isn't back. Just goes, and that's what I was worried about.
She kind of raises an raises an eyebrow whenever she sees that, like peeking over and looking.
Scaemon, I mean, we did kind of just rob a place. Why don't we just, like, knock the guy out or kill him or something after he has the things?
Because that's incredibly obvious, and we were very obvious walking in here. And we can't do that. We're not doing that.
What are we gonna do? We have to get it.
We might have to find somewhere else because this is not gonna work realistically in any sort of way that isn't going to end up in us getting caught.
Just put it on your credit card. You have one of those?
Fuck, does he? I don't know how that works.
I think you said you had a credit card before that he's used at some place.
I feel like that's true. I think he does.
I mean, he mentioned having a card of some kind, but whether it was credit or debit or whatever the fuck, I don't remember.
I think it was a credit card.
Fuck, that was back in the Feywild. I don't remember. He didn't end up using it then either because his name was attached to it. And the guy they were talking to was really fucking creepy about names.
Well, luckily, credit cards do work across planes.
Okay. Okay, I don't know, Talon, would he be able to potentially put upwards of $4,000 on a credit card?
Probably not.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking there too.
I mean, I will use my sagely age here to
Yes, please.
as someone who has owned a credit card for going on a decade now.
First of all, I'm going to correct. 4,000 gold is not the equivalent of $4,000. It is the equivalent of probably about 4 million. Give or take.
I mean, if he's got an Amex. Holy shit! $4 million for clothes?
You wanted fancy shit.
I mean, yeah, but like, I guess.
Does Whimsy not have?
She currently has. I mean, if you're nice and you'll let me be like, hey, we stumbled upon an ATM and converted it, then like she has 3,204 gold to her name currently.
I mean, like I said, the average was about 2K. So if Skamon goes for something little less than average, then you're probably good.
I'd also take like all of our money.
Yeah. That's the problem.
She could pay for hers and then he could use his credit card for his. She'll pitch that actually.
Fair enough.
It's not something I thought would come up. I don't know shit about credit cards. I need to look this up at some point, for multiple reasons. But, freaking, I don't know. What the fuck? What are words? What the fuck are words? Sorry, I've not gotten enough sleep in the last like 2-3 days. We're totaling out to probably close to 4 to 6 hours in the past like 2-3 days. So, I'm a bit funky today. It's fine. Okay, how does that work? This is not helpful.
It doesn't So, like, unlike a debit card, even if you don't have that much money, you can still basically do that. You would just have to pay it back.
Oh yeah, no, I know
It's
that one.
usually okay.
I know that. I'm trying to figure out what credit limit, because on the card, the limit on the card, and how, if realistically, that what it would be here. So, Talon,
Mm-hmm.
what is the limit of Skamon's credit card?
Well, considering everything, the influence in his community, I'd probably put it upwards of like like 1,000 gold at most. But I'd imagine the interest rates are fairly high.
Yeah, probably. Hold on, what the fuck is math? Real quick, I need to figure this out because, sorry, I just remembered something that I need to double check before I continue conversation, because this could, change things a lot. Okay. I forgot that Skimon picked up the money that Ace had on him, which gave him an extra 200 platinum. So he has 3,000 gold in just platinum, which I completely forgot about until just now. I can do math, I promise.
Nice, nice.
Uh, okay. Hey, Talon, would you say that you would have? Can we say that you were nice and that there was some sort of like uh, ability to
Yes.
exchange currency, and we can wreck on
Yeah.
that? Thank you. Thank you. Um, because otherwise that could cause problems. Okay, so Scaman kind of groans a little bit. While he does the mental math. I know I can cover one at least based on average. So, I mean, hey, you get yours, I get mine,
Mm,
if possible.
that's fair, that's fair. I mean, also, like, maybe, it'll be a little cheaper than average or something, or... Most of the people here have, like, wings to accommodate, and I don't have that, so maybe I could get mine a little cheaper.
I mean, either that or because a lot of the time to accommodate wings, there's just two giant holes in the back or a complete open back that uses less fabric. So there could, and then if you don't have that, it technically could use more to cover it up. Um, so I mean, it could go either way. You're also small, so
She raises an eyebrow. Small?
I don't think you're even a full 5 feet tall.
Okay, the word for that isn't small, it's short. And I'm 5 feet exactly.
Scaman places a hand on top of Whimsy's head, not including the horns, and just goes, small.
She points at her like what, like quintuple D's? I'm not small.
That would be painful. I'm pretty sure.
Like actually, you know, this is important. This is important. Give me a moment.
Yeah, because that's 5. I totally didn't have to look that up to make sure I did my math correctly. Yeah, that would be painful.
My search history's rart.
I mean, you're you.
Okay, my search history is actually not nearly as bad as you might think it is. There's a specific character that I'm like, you know what? This is close enough. This isn't comparable to like the rest of the body, but like I've already I've already talked to Tabby about this. Like, Whimsy has the biggest boobs out of any of my characters, and my characters tend to have big boobs. Like, this is about the size. Like, it is unrealistic, break your back fucking shit.
Oh no.
They're about that big. Like, I don't think y'all realize that, like,
Well,
my
never mind.
girl is big. Not just there, like, in general, like, Whimsy's got some weight on her, too. Like, she's... like, the art that I have of her is not realistic. Like, I
Not
just didn't
accurate,
want
you
to
mean?
ask. Yeah. Oh, no. It's realistic, whereas she is not realistic. Yeah. No. It's not accurate at all. That's the general, like, kind of what she looks like, but, like, body type, no. Like, she is big anime girl vibes.
Fair enough.
Okay, with that out of the way, yeah. She looks at you like, what the fuck, whenever you call her small.
Schema just like doesn't really react, but continues to pester you in small ways. While we wait.
It doesn't take that long. He returns a moment later with a stack of clothing as he sets down the stack outside of a dressing room and says, "All right, who's going first?"
I will go first.
All right. Now, size adjustments will almost certainly have to be made. But you are trying them on to understand the style and how they look with you. If it won't fit, don't force it. I can find something possibly a little bit larger, and we can see what we can do. There is a stack of more traditionally feminine clothing there for you to try. You said dresses. I fetched mostly dresses. But there are some other options that are not quite dresses, if they catch your attention. So by all means, as he kind of gestures to the changing room for you to step inside.
T will gladly grab all of the clothing assortments that have been laid out and run into a dressing room.
Okay. Stepping inside, you find yourself with a vast collection of various dresses. Some larger, some more revealing, some more flowy, some more form-fitting. As you kind of sort through them, what is Whimsy looking for?
He is looking for honestly, I'm really quite an idiot and I should have like come with some amount of like reference for sort of what she would be looking for.
Yeah, I
But
just remember
I
seeing that and
didn't.
doing that now.
Yeah. Um Let me see if I can find something in like a minute on Pinterest. Let me see. Let me see if I can do that just like real quick.
I did also fetch a couple of designs myself before as part of the prep for today's session that I can give you as kind of examples for what they have.
Okay.
Just
Yeah, that'd be helpful.
give me a moment to dig those out. Okay. I have 4 different dresses here for you to look at. Those are not the only options, though, to be clear. Those are just the 4 that I swear I set aside a couple more. There we go. I knew I had a couple more. Boom, boom. Okay. So those are kind of the 6 references that I had set aside. But they have a variety of different styles. So if none of these jump out at you, I'm sure Whimsy could find what she wants.
Okay. Oh shit. I found something that looks actually really cool on Pinterest. Let me send this to you.
Okay.
It's got that bird theme she's going for.
Oh my god, that feels like cultural appropriation.
It is!
It really feels like cultural appropriation. Oh my god.
Um, She wouldn't do like that headdress, like, because, you know, horns and whatever,
Yeah.
but the dress,
I was gonna say definitely couldn't get the headdress, but you might actually be able to get something similar to that dress.
Okay. That dress looked cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I'd wear that in a heartbeat.
So Skaemon,
Yep.
Whimsy is in the dressing room for a little bit, and then she steps out in this beautiful, multicolored, almost scaled dress. It's a lot more form-fitting than you would have guessed based on what she said she wanted, but the design itself does kind of remind you of a peacock, with a kind of tail behind it as well, as she steps out of the dressing room.
She strikes a very dramatic pose and kind of spins around in place.
What do you think, Skaemon? This one was my favorite. I should have shown you the other ones, I guess. Your opinion does somewhat matter to me, but mine matters more, and this is the one I want. But what do you think?
Oh god, okay. Sorry, I rolled for something. And I was basing it off of a wisdom saving throw, and the first one was on an angle. Then I rolled a natural 1. So this is fun. I don't... Fuck. He kind of looks completely stunned, but more so confused. Like a confused kind of stunned, as he just kind of stands there blinking, looking Whimsy up and down.
Ooh, yes, that style is a favorite of the Arbiters. Wonderful choice, ma'am.
Certainly, see. Ah, yes, yes, yes. It is quite beautiful, very form-fitting. But, like, it doesn't, like, feel form-fitting, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm,
I'm sure that was intended.
It absolutely was the intention.
It's very bright, colorful.
So, Skaemon, I'm sure that you're going to go for something dark and drab to, you know, balance me out.
When you said flowy, I was not expecting the exact opposite.
Are you satisfied with this one, or do you want to try on a couple others?
This is certainly the one I want.
Understood. I will have to make a few size adjustments, but if you can remove the dress, I can make those and be done within 15 minutes. Give your friend time to try on his own outfits.
She'll nod and like kind of start to slip it down like just a little bit, very intentionally, and
I
then
meant
look
in
back
the
to
dressing
Skaemon.
room, ma'am.
Oh, silly me! My servants don't really mind. Sometimes I forget.
She gives a pointed look to Skaemon and goes back in.
I'm trying to look for the correct... Where is it? I don't think I have one that would fit. I don't. That's fine. He kind of just still sits there, blinking. No, like, proper emotion on his face. Just very still. He probably has one of those fucking loading things, wheels, over his head right now as he's trying to compute what the fuck is going on.
Fair enough. I assume you get changed back into your normal clothes for now, Whimsy?
Yeah, she does.
You change back and hand the dress over to him as he takes it and smiles. He says, "I'll be back in just a moment with a collection for you, sir. And then while you are trying on, I will make the necessary adjustments for this dress." He takes them and quickly moves into that same back room. And returns a few minutes later with a stack of clothing for you as he sets it down outside the dressing room and says, I picked a selection of mostly traditionally masculine clothing, but just as with your friend, I picked out some androgynous and feminine options as well, just in case. Have at it. I will be adjusting the size just over there.
Alright. Human kind of slip back.
So, just like with Whimsy, I have 6 references that I picked out as part of my session prep. This list is not conclusive.
Okay, I also need this to load because I went also onto Pinterest and just kind of spammed a couple ideas into this, which I need to pull up again because. Yep. Oh wait, I had that in here already. Oh, okay. Yep. All right.
Whimsy would lose her. If Whimsy had had any exposure to media, she'd lose her mind at the second one because that's just Sasuke.
Okay. All right. I'll quickly copy a few of these in because I do want. Fuck, wait. Hold on. No, that's not what I want. What is what I want? What I want is clicking on this. Thank you. Sorry, this is taking a second longer than I was hoping it would. Shit. Wait. Okay. Sorry, I have to grab one more thing here and then send it because I have a list of 4, 2 that I like from you, and then 2 more that I was gonna add to a list, and then it'll make sense in a second, I promise. Alright. Okay. So Skaemon is going to kind of, I'm assuming if he like calls out to Whimsy, she can hear him.
Yeah.
So Skaemon's gonna kind of, you hear Skaemon through the door. Alright, Whimsy, I've whittled it down to a few options and I need your opinion on them, if you wouldn't mind.
Ooh, yes. Show me. I am very opinionated.
And he will, show off. Why is it not sending? Is it being really dumb? There. It just did a weird thing. There we go. The other two are not working. The other two you have to click on, I think. Because it decided to break.
Okay.
But no, he comes out in those four. Kind of unsure.
Well, obviously he can't be wearing all four at once.
No. Obviously, one at a time.
Mhm.
All of these are pretty good. Whimsy definitely likes what she sees in each of them. But honestly, the one I think is the coolest, and the one that I could see Whimsy quite liking as well. Well, they all got the heels, really, but
Okay, good. You fix it, thank you.
I think the last one, the one with the kind of like starry-ish like cloak.
Okay. The like darker blue one.
Mhm.
Alright. Funny enough, I was leaning towards that one too. Because I found it
Hell
last
yeah.
second. I wasn't actually going to click on it, but while I was saving the first one, this one showed up, and I went, "Oh, I need to add that. I need to grab that because what the fuck? That's pretty." So I did.
As Skaemon steps out in this beautiful dark blue outfit with black dress pants and heeled black boots, a cloak that seems to almost glitter with starlight hanging from his shoulders, and a black kind of shoulder pad on his right shoulder.
Whimsy, she has to compose herself for a moment. There's a look of just like stunned appreciation for this. But she quickly like clears her throat and tries to draw her attention up from those heels she wants you to step on her with, and then gives a firm nod. That one for sure. Game on, you look fucking amazing.
I feel overdressed. I don't think I've ever worn this much fabric on my body at one time before.
You can't be overdressed for these sorts of things. Did you see what I picked out? That was like extra with extra sauce on it.
Yeah, it's very bright. I saw that. He kind of attempts to like look in a mirror and fix his posture enough so that he doesn't look incredibly uncomfortable in the outfit. Alright, so this one, say? Alright. That was it.
Fair enough. Couple minutes later, the guy returns with Whimsy's dress and kind of hands it to her, looks at you in your outfit, Scamon, and kind of nods approvingly. I don't believe that one will need any adjusting. So are you two settled on these then?
I believe we are.
I hope so. As he's silently, like, crossing his fingers, being like, please don't go wrong, please don't go wrong, please don't go wrong, please don't go wrong, please don't go wrong.
Wonderful. I believe then for the 2 dresses, your total would come out to about 3,000.
Okay. We are each very independent sorts and all that. Can you give us like the per, like the split bill?
Of course. Yours, ma'am, would be about 2,000, and his would be about 1,000.
Alright. Is he still technically in it? He hasn't gotten changed back yet.
He would still
or did
technically... He would be in it still, yeah.
Alright, give me a moment to get not in this, and I will be right out, Whimsy, okay?
I mean, we're headed to the thing right after this, right? We might as well get dressed. When are we gonna have time on the way?
It's true. What time is it? Like, vaguely?
You've got enough time...
I remember... Yeah, like we said it was about like 6, I think, whenever we broke into the place.
Mm-hmm. You've got enough time to make it. But not with much to spare.
Whimsy checks her phone and sees that and is just gonna kind of speed walk in. Actually, no, this is what she's gonna do. She gets slimy and holds him out to Scamon.
Okay, pay for like my things, whatever the money's in there. I have to get this on and make sure that it fits.
I'm not touching that.
Scamon, are you fucking serious?
I'm not touching that.
Scamon, what is your problem? What is your problem with Slimy? He's cute and adorable, and you're the only person who's ever not liked him.
She turns to
Whirlwind dude. Is this not the cutest thing you've ever seen in your life?
It is quite cute, I will admit.
It's a sentient blob.
Exactly! Creepy! Oh, Big Bad Hunter from the Shadowfell is terrified of a little slime? What is wrong with you?
You can't cut those things, they just reform back together!
She, like, gasps and, like, hides Slimy in her arms.
Don't say such things around him.
Oh, please. The first freaking thing we did with our job here is we had to deal with many more that were trying to kill you.
We don't talk about that. Slimy's wiped that from his memory. That didn't exist.
No. Just...
Not for lack of trying.
And she storms in there and closes the dressing room door. And then opens it a moment later, and you just see her... You hear a bunch of shuffling, and then she's basically just putting, like, on the ground outside of there. Like, you see her hand, like, throw down a bunch of gold, and then she slams the door. Or a bunch of brass. Whichever one it is.
Skipman just, like, does the pinching the bridge of his nose thing, and you hear through the door a heavy sigh of just disappointment in himself.
Well, that is enough to make the payment.
Yep. Yes, it is. Alright. Skimmer will gather it, and will walk up to the counter. Just silently attempts to silently complete the transaction without saying anything else.
Fair enough. He will accept the gold. And you both walk out of there in your brand new outfits.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Whimsy is absolutely strutting her shit out here.
How far away is the place we need to go?
It's not super far, but it's not like right there. Like
Alright.
about a 10-minute walk.
Okay. Skimmer is gonna cast disguise self on himself, just to make it look like he's doesn't look like he's going to a super rich fancy party. Just inconspicuous for himself. He is still looking like himself though. He just kind of like alters the it looks like he's wearing. And then starts walking.
Fair enough.
Whimsy absolutely does not disguise herself. She fully struts around in her peacock clothes.
You definitely get some attention. But
Scammon is either trying to walk like 15 feet ahead or like 20 feet behind at any given time right now.
fair enough.
Most likely behind, so that if anyone tries to fuck with Whimsy, he can see it.
Fair enough. You make your way to the to the location. Sorry. You make your way to the location, seeing a massive manor rising above you. You see people entering and moving to and fro as you approach the front gates. There is a man who looks almost completely human to you. You don't see any definitive signs of being an elemental, as he kind of says, invites.
Skaman will have dropped the disguise self a bit further back, just to, like, yeah, he drops it a bit further back before like coming into view of people. And then we'll pull out the invites and hand them over.
Fair enough.
I would say on the way over, he does try to like constantly adjust and tuck the matrix thing away so that it looks like he's trying to hide it as much as possible, even though it's basically invisible. He's just being paranoid over it. But he does hand them things over, and then we'll loop his arm with Whimsy's.
There's a delighted little squeak, and she definitely takes the opportunity to move as closely as she can to you.
You hand over the tickets.
Yep.
The the guard kind of takes them, looks at them, looks to you two, back at the tickets, nods, and presses a button as the gate swings open. Enjoy your stay.
Oh, we certainly will.
Skaman will just kind of give a nod while Whimsy speaks, and then start walking in.
Okay. As the two of you enter, you hear the music echoing through the manor as you step inside and are led towards a large ballroom. The construction of this manor is clearly in a very old style. It's probably been standing for at least a couple hundred years. As you see many people moving to and fro, talking to each other, you don't actually look that out of place. There are a lot of people here who look like they were not born, or at least their families weren't born in the elemental planes. And though it is not as common, there are outfits that match Whimsy's level of extravagance. As you walk through the halls, a question begins to come to you. What does Rethwin look like?
Yeah, who the fuck are we looking for?
You know his name, and you know what he does, but you do not know anything else about Rethwin. Your eyes scan the room, and you have a party ahead of you to find out. I know it's a little early, but why don't we go ahead and call break here? We'll be back very shortly, my friends. See you soon. And we're back. As the music of the ballroom echoes around you, you see people moving to and fro. You see someone begins to approach you. A woman dressed in fairly simple yet regal attire, a white dress with blue accents, and a pair of white feathered wings. She carries with her a staff with a simple, almost twisted top. As she approaches, she smiles. Hello, I don't believe I've met you two yet.
I do not believe we have had the pleasure of meeting you either. You may call me Princess Whimsy Silly Autumn Lily.
Oh.
And this is my partner, Skaman.
You must be from another plane, then. It is a pleasure to meet you, Princess. I am Kami Kazana, the High Priestess of Skyla and servant of Tatsumaki.
Whimsy raises her eyebrows and tries to act appropriately impressed.
Quite a title.
Do you need assistance, knowing who is who and what is what?
Well, actually, what perfect timing. We were sent here to ask something of a... Tell him what was the name.
Rethwin, the head of the airplanes police force.
We were to speak with a Rethwan about a certain matter. Would you be able to point me in a direction?
Rethwin, yes. Rethwin would be... I don't know if he's here yet. Strange, he's usually on time to these things. But I haven't seen him, and I don't see him yet. But I will keep an eye out for him, and when I do see him, I will let you know.
To be most appreciated. Thank you, thank you.
She kind of nudges Skamon like, I fucking got this in the bag. Kind of like, what?
Skamon, doesn't know how to talk to people very well. So he's silent for pretty much most of it. Just letting Whimsy do the talking. But he does kind of like give nods and like little bows and when necessary during this conversation. And kind of just he looks incredibly out of place. He feels out of place, and he kind of looks out of place. Like he doesn't know what to do. He's just silent, though.
Is there anything else I can help you two with?
That I think about it, I am quite parched. What selections do you have beverage-wise?
We have only the finest. At least, I think. They usually... hey, over here. She kind of waves a servant down who, approaches and gives a bit of a bow to her. What can I do for you, ma'am? It's not for me, it's for these two. The princess here is looking for drinks. Princess? Of course, your highness? What kind of drinks are you looking for?
She nods along appreciatively.
I was thinking perhaps a fine white wine might fit my palate.
White wine.
Skamon, darling, do you want a more of a you seem like a red wine type.
Only on special occasions.
Well, this is certainly a special occasion, I would say.
If ever there were.
A white wine and a red wine, if you would.
As the winds blow. He turns and walks away.
He's eating this shit up!
Skamon is, sorry.
No, that was it. Like, I was just gonna say, like, she is full peacock right now. Like, goddamn, this is the best fitting dress ever for her, because that is literally her right now.
You know, the only thing better would be like if they had like a cape sort of thing attached to it, where it's like a long kind of train sort of thing, but it's like very. Oh my god, I can't think of what I can't speak of what I'm thinking of, but it would.
I know what you're talking about. Those like
Thank you.
very yeah.
Yeah. I can speak. I'm good. I'm great. We're fine. Gaemon is trying to subtly kind of fold his wings in as much as possible. He's not hiding them. He just wants them to be as close to him as possible, so he's taking up at like minimum space possible.
Fair
But
enough.
he's just like nervously fiddling with his wings, and is scanning the room, not looking for anything in particular, but kind of just trying to map out escape points in the room
Okay.
and fire hazards.
You see 8 exits to the room.
Okay.
Kami
Is there like a... Oh, sorry.
Kami smiles, opens her mouth to say something, and then a voice kind of cuts across the ballroom. Goes, "Oh no, come here. I want to talk to you about something." "Oh, 1 second, coming, Mr. Sora. I have to go. It was a pleasure to meet you two. And welcome to our humble plane, princess."
I'm quite impressed by what I see so far. The pleasure is all mine.
Autumn Lily, that's a Fae name, right?
Yes, I'm a Fae princess.
Of course. I look forward to getting to talk to you more. He's an impatient man. She turns and darts off in the direction of where the voice came from.
Skaven's gonna kind of like try and track where she's going and see who she's walking up to.
The man in question is a larger man. He looks to be perhaps an Air Genasi. Pale, almost white skin. Almost like slightly bluish white. Long white hair, a pair of pointed ears. A kind of thick beard that's been kind of tied up in a neat like beard ponytail? What is the word for that? I feel like there's a word for that.
Your
I don't know.
ponytail?
Like where
Where they tie it off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know
I
what
don't
I'm
know if there's
talking
a
about.
name for it, but I know what you mean. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
He's a fairly muscled man, quite large, kind of towers over the people he's talking to. But you can't get a gauge of what he does by looking at him. She did call him Mr. Sora, so probably not who you're looking for.
Okay.
Okay. So the Skaven's just gonna go back to kind of looking around. Is there like some sort of balcony from an upper floor that like looks out onto the ballroom?
There is. You can see a few people up there, including one who your attention is immediately drawn to, because he stands out. A tall man, maybe 6'3", with long blue hair and pale-ish skin, but what draws your attention to him is the large shark tail, and as opposed to ears, he has those large kind of finned fish ears. And he currently is standing on the balcony overlooking everything, drinking wine from a glass. What the fuck is there construction going on out there?
Whimsy kind of follows Skamon's gaze and gives a delighted gasp.
I spotted a hot one, Skamon. You see them up there?
Don't stare too much. We don't need to draw more attention than we already very obviously are.
Well, of course we're going to draw attention when we look as good as us, Game On. So, we should enjoy ourselves until we see Rithwin Dude. Do you maybe want to dance? To wait for our drinks? I've always wanted to go to a ball. Scheme on, I've always wanted to go to a ball. Have you ever been to a ball? Have you ever been somewhere fancy before? Like this?
I like this? No. This is on a very different level than anything I've ever been to. I don't think I've ever been to something that could be considered a ball. But there's a lot of people in here. Give or take, how many people are in this room, Talon? Base estimate, just like glancing around. How many people would he be able to guess that there is in here?
Maybe 200?
Alright.
Damn.
Yeah, there's more people in this one spot than I know, like actually know in my life. So, I don't know who exactly we're looking for. We didn't get a description because I was an idiot and forgot to ask for a description or a picture or literally anything that could have pointed us to who the fuck we're looking for.
They'll like reveal themselves. I'm sure they'll probably like go up there and make some speech about how like, oh, we're like totally, you know, like putting all the criminals in jail or whatever, even though they only put the ones that they want to in jail, and then the other ones pay them off. And you know how like corrupt people are? Like, look around you. Don't you feel the corruption in this place? Ah, it's so refreshing.
Oh, I absolutely feel the corruption. As there's this gust of wind that forms into a young girl. With clouds for hair, and pretty much the only thing solid about her is her face. The rest of her body seems to shift and move like the wind as she smiles. Hi, I'm Sukarabu.
Where does she appear behind us? Or in
Yeah,
front of
she
us?
she
Or, like,
kind of twirls around you almost.
when she first speaks, Skamon jumps slightly and like shifts to figure out where the voice came from. And Whimsy, you do hear a very quiet but high-pitched like squeal come from him. As he kind of like takes a half step sort of jump forwards and like look at where the voice came from.
She starts laughing way louder and like more heartily than is probably you know, desired in this type of place.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Sukarabu, but you can call me Suka.
Hi. Wow, you just appeared out of nowhere.
Oh, if you're gonna be visiting our plane, you gotta get used to that. A lot of the important people do that, and a lot of the not important people do that.
Uh-huh. You talk fast.
Do you just like turn into like air or something?
I'm an air elemental.
Whoa. Okay, so is that like an illusion where you have like the face right now? Is that like is there anything tangible on you, or are you like 100% air?
Well, I mean, if air gets dense enough, it becomes solid.
Science. That's true. That's true. So you are solid, ish.
If I want to be, which I do.
I really like what you're doing with your hair, with the cloud thing. That's creative. I like it.
Thank you.
My stamp of approval.
I love what you've got going on with your everything.
Whimsy strikes a few hands on the hip poses.
Have you met my dad yet?
No.
The interest is immediate. Her eyes light up and she leans a little closer.
I haven't. Who's your dad?
Tamashi Sora, the CEO of Soaring Bank.
I see. Oh, huh?
Uh-huh.
Are they accepting visitors?
I think he's currently presenting his ideas of how to tie the bank in with the church right now. But I'm sure he would be willing to meet you, after he's done. I overheard your conversation with, Miss Kazeno. You're a princess?
I very much am. Whimsy Silly Autumn Lily. At your, not really your service, but you know, that's me.
Your Highness, Whimsy Silly Autumn Lily, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am Sukerabu Sora at your service. But you can just call me Suka.
Oh! Suka it is. Quite nice to make your acquaintance. And this here is my not as royal, but we're working on it. I mean, he will be once we're married. But this is my, fiancé. Skaemon. Introduce yourself, darling.
Skimon kind of still confused, looks at Whimsy, glares for a very brief moment before turning to Suka. Yeah, right. Hello. And he'll give like a bow. I am Skaemon Avery.
It is a pleasure to meet you. You said fiancé. I don't see any binding beads, though.
Different customs from different planes.
Right, that makes sense.
Ooh, what is a binding bead, though? That sounds quite interesting.
I'm glad you asked. So, binding beads are... So, what a binding bead is basically when you love someone and you're ready to marry them, you offer them a bead. And if it's the first... there are other reasons that you could get offered similar beads. And typically people are given a necklace when they come of age. Most people don't actually wear these necklaces until they have a binding bead, which is the promise that you are going to love each other forever and be bound in love and life. But some people choose to wear these necklaces with or without binding beads. But every bead on that necklace will represent some form of love. So typically when they receive the necklace during their coming of age, they're given a bead representative of familial love. So my necklace has 2 beads right now. One from my dad, which is, of course, the familial love, and one from my best friend in the whole world, which is representative of platonic love.
That is adorable. I love that idea.
That's
wow,
really
adorable.
cute. Bring this to the Feywild.
I would love to know what your customs are for marriage, though.
What are customs at Talon?
The Feywild and Shadowfell take pretty much all customs from the material plane. So wedding bands or wedding rings will typically be used in either plane, depending on where you are in said plane. In the Autumn Court specifically, they kind of lean towards more wedding bands than wedding rings, but both are used.
Okay. I feel like Whimsy, at least, would be more drawn to the very, very flashy, big-ass diamond ring, so that's what she's gonna go with.
the Feywild is honestly, it needs to spice things up just a little bit. You know, like the material custom of like, the wedding ring and all that. That's basically what they do, but I think yours is cooler. Yeah.
Same
Oh.
thing is fairly similar in the Shadowfell, almost the exact same. There are few people, it's not really a cultural custom, but there are a few people based on personal interests that will propose with other significant items to each other, such as a dagger.
Oh, that's so cute! Oh my god! Oh,
Okay, that
I
is
love
like
that.
actually really cute.
Oh. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, I love that. Okay. So, it's a pleasure to meet you. Welcome, I guess, to the elemental plane of air, though I'm not really qualified to welcome you, and Miss Kazano already did that. And I hope you enjoy the party.
We certainly will. Especially once I have my white wine.
As you say that, you hear, and kind of shifting your attention, you see that same servant from before offering a red wine and a white wine.
She spins gracefully around,
Why, thank you.
sips her glass, and will try to do a little toast with Skamon.
Yeah, Skamer will accept his glass and will begrudgingly accept the toast.
Alright, how good is this wine? Because I feel like Whimsy has at least, like... I don't think they didn't let her get drunk, but, like, she's at least requested, like, some really fucking good wine before, like, just to pour a glass and make herself feel, special.
It is really good. It is it might even be the fanciest wine you have ever had, even with your mother's resources.
She, there's definitely a look of, surprise. Pleasant surprise. And she will, give a nod.
Quite a good wine. Who's the vendor?
It is locally grown and made, ma'am, on this very manor.
My!
Only the best qualities from Miss Ayuma's guests.
Understandable.
Well, thank you quite a lot, dear. We'll let you know if we need more.
Of course. He turns and walks away.
Wait, who is this person again? Did we?
The servant.
Is it just? It's just okay. Like, did this person have a name, or was this person just?
Nope.
No, this
Just
person
a
was
servant.
First name the, last name servant.
Yep.
So, what brings you to the elemental plane of air?
Well, I just wanted a vacation, to be completely honest. But
The official reasoning is to do with cultural education, trying to bring more knowledge of what the planes are actually like, rather than the skewed perception that tends to spread around.
Roll deception at advantage, because that sounds very real, but it is not.
Oh,
You should
This
have
is like
advantage anyways because of
Oh,
her thing.
yeah,
but-
and because Slimy is present.
Okay, hold on. This is so great. Me with my not great charisma. That'll be a 14.
14.
That's not great.
Well, that's a 9. As her eyes kind of widen, her smile grows. That is wonderful! I hope that this is the... I mean, you are at the most culturally diverse section of the entire elemental plane of air right now. We have diplomats from the plane of water. I wonder if he's here. She kind of looks around with a hopeful look in her eyes, but it kind of...
Who's here?
Tal Damzarovich. But I don't see him.
Sorry, who?
Tal Damzarovich. He... Very complicated reason behind the material last name.
Isn't Zarovich more of a Shadowfell last name? Isn't that what it was?
Zarovich is a very regal last name in the elemental plane, or in the Shadowfell.
Yeah.
Very important considering basically the foundation of the civilization that you know today was pioneered by a man named Mortem von Zarovich.
All right, this is raising every single romance book. Oh no, Talon, why? Any gracefulness, any poise, any I have it together completely fucking goes out the window, and she like lurches forward, like nearly probably phasing through this elemental. Where, right now, where?
Whimsy, darling, calm down. Take a breath.
I don't know. I don't see him. Hang on. She kind of flies upwards to get a aerial view over the ballroom. Then quickly drops back down as eyes wide, smile large. She says, "He's here. Come on." She grabs your hand and begins to lead you deeper into the ballroom.
Whose hand specifically?
Whimsy's.
Whimsy's, okay. Scammon will follow, but like a bit too slow. So we'll get like a bit behind, but we'll still follow behind him.
Yeah, no, like Whimsy's way too like I'm sorry, Scamon doesn't exist right now. Like, yeah, she's not grabbing you to make sure you're following. You aren't.
Wait, depending on how fast she's going, how many people are there, and would Scamon get lost?
I don't think Scamon would get lost.
Okay.
There are quite a few people, but there's only a few people moving as excitedly as these two are.
Okay. Scamon will just kind of, as quickly as he can without, bumping into people and drawing too much attention, follow after them. Yeah.
Whimsy.
Mm-hmm.
You notice him before you fully see him. As you notice, through the crowd, what looks to be a small sphere, about humanoid-sized sphere of water. And as the occupant of the sphere comes into view, you see a young man, a young merman, with pale skin, gills in his neck, and some light blue scales on his cheeks, shoulders, and his torso goes down into a fishtail. He currently seems to be deep in conversation with another young man whose body seems to crackle with electricity. But as he comes into view, Suka smiles and calls out, "Tal! Tal!" As you see the merman kind of shifts his attention, smiles, glances back to the person he was talking to, and says, "Excuse me one moment." Turning, the sphere begins to move towards you and Suka. As the young man smiles, "Suka, it's good to see you again." Yeah, it's good to see you too, Tal.
Aww.
So, how's the party? I'm enjoying myself. It's nice to catch up with the people here. I wish I could make more trips up here, but you know how it is. Yeah, the whole gills thing. And the lack of feet. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, there's like magic or whatever, isn't there? Suka, not all of us are the son, the child of a bank CEO. Well, I could buy you a scroll or something if you wanted to come visit. I appreciate the offer. I will consider it. Besides, aren't you like a government official or something over there? You say that like we get paid much. But don't be rude. Who's your friend? Oh, Tal, this is, Princess Whimsy, Silly, Autumn Lily of the Feywild. Princess Autumn Lily. This is, Taldam Zarovich, the Chief of History for the Elemental Plane of Water. Tal smiles, reaching a hand out as it comes just out of the water sphere, and says, "A pleasure to meet you, Princess."
No. Okay, all the Riz is gone. All the Riz is gone. Skimon. Is Skimon nearby? Okay. Like,
Not,
where is he?
He's getting there, but he's probably like, give it another 30 seconds and he'll be there.
Oh my god. Okay, this is the most awkward and like it looks like she's about to hyperventilate. Like it is like the awkward movie about that fucking like high school prom dance. Like there is not even words for the amount of like she does not know what to do right now. She like very, very slowly takes one of her hands off of Slimy, reaches it over, grabs the hand like it is like she is shaking, like like this is not real, this is not happening right now, and then just looks at the guy, and the only thing that she says is, "I don't have feet either."
He smirks, and then no, I can see that. Hooves, yes, that's what they're called.
Hooves.
Well, you are from the Feywild then, Princess? It is truly a pleasure.
Yes, Princess Whimsy, Silly Autumn Lily. That is me. And, really, the pleasure is all mine. Um,
Gamon's lurking like almost 10 feet back, like that's 7 feet back. Just watching this happen, amused.
She awkwardly looks around and like opens her mouth like a few more times before like she just can't take it anymore.
Zarovich, like the family in the romance novels. Is that you?
And immediately he once again puts his hand or his head in his hand as he just tries to not very loudly groan.
I'm getting secondhand embarrassment playing Whimsy. Fucking god.
Tal sighs but smiles as he says, I suppose a reintroduction may be in order. I am Tal Rinthroidan, son of... I believe it was the reincarnation of Mortem von Zarovich.
Oh my god, no. Do I roll to see if she faints?
You could roll a con save to see if she faints if you want.
I swear to god!
So, his answer was essentially he was like, or there was a character based off of him or something. Is that what just happened? I'm confused what he just said.
He just said that he is the son of the reincarnation of Mortem von Zarovich.
Oh, if only Whimsy could love Helibur like this. Male privilege at its highest. I'm sorry. Alright.
Does she start to like lightheaded pass out? Because that would be hilarious.
Okay, that is... That's a 15, but you know what? Fuck it. I literally, yes, she begins to pass out. Like, I'm just fucking saying, she can't handle it. It's happening.
Gamon does step in to catch her.
Tal kind of looks at this as Suka sighs. Tal, I keep telling you that you shouldn't introduce yourself like that. Yes, well, it is not my fault my father has earned this reputation.
It's also hard not to introduce himself like that when someone directly asks.
Exactly, thank you. And
Alright,
you
Whimsy,
are...
wake up. Sorry, give me one moment. Whimsy, wake up! Tries to like shake Whimsy back to consciousness.
It definitely takes, a moment. Oh god, no!
Blow in her ears like you blow in bugs here.
She comes back into consciousness, and like you can tell like she's not faking this. Like she is like genuinely seems delirious right now. Like she's not there, and she just barely sees you and like cranes her neck back a little bit. Do it.
I believe you misunderstand. My father was not the vampire lord. He was the reincarnation of the soul of the man who became the vampire lord.
I feel like it takes a few seconds with this, like, she blinks just a little bit, and like, there's a little bit more sanity, quote unquote, that returns. before she just leans her head like back. Scammon,
Okay,
I don't think I can stand up. I don't think I can. I don't think
you're
I can
going to
do
have
it.
to, because I'm about to drop you, because I cannot continue to hold you at this angle. Stand
No,
up.
no, Scammon. She drags herself up. Stands fully straight up and then just like downs the rest of the wine glass, like desperately needing this at this point. I it's close enough. Um I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It I, Princess Whimsy Silly Autumnlily, do not normally get so flustered around other people, but quite honestly, I have heard, I have read.
Trust me,
Scammon
I've
is going.
seen the tales painted of my family name.
Scammon is going to slowly, like, hand Whimsy, his wine glass in like a "Do you want to drink the rest of it?" kind of way, because one is better at getting someone drunk.
She
Offer it to Whimsy.
grabs it and just fucking downs it.
Scammon will smirk and pat her on the shoulder. I'd say my apologies, but unfortunately, I could not have prevented that if I tried. So, I won't. Don't fall over. Alright, Whimsy?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're dead.
I'm sorry. It's just like my favorite like book series ever. Features your dad prominently. The original, I guess,
Yes.
but it's hot in here. It's hot in here. It's hot in here. That's that one time that I became a vampire and joined a harem. That's the name of it. Have you ever read that? Oh, I guess that would be a little awkward for you.
I have read the book, actually.
No way! She like actually takes like a few like confident steps forward, like just absolutely fucking amazed. You're the only other person I've ever met that's read that book. None of my servants would read it. I told I told them to read it, but like they didn't seem enthused. Do you like it?
I enjoyed it, but I believed the main character deserved to be treated a bit better by the portrayal of my father. I don't believe she deserved the abuse.
I wasn't abused. It was consensual abuse.
He repeatedly stood her up and chose other members of his harem for things he had scheduled with her. It was certainly a very interesting story, by all means, but I don't think it should be something to be idealized. I think it's more of a warning tale.
No. Like the scenes are like they did actually do things though, or like they live in my mind. They live there.
The biting scene was admittedly
the best thing
enviable.
ever written, ever.
Yes, I found myself wishing I were in her shoes many times.
That's a thing to say when it's a book about apparently your father.
She raises her eyebrows and gives like a kind of scandalous. Holy moly!
It's a little weird whenever I remember the character shares the name of my father's original incarnation, but the man I knew was Mortin, not Mortem.
Okay, that's kind of funny that it's like so similar though. That's a little silly. Okay, were they named that like knowing that like who they were, or was that just random chance?
It's complicated. He wasn't given that name. He also wasn't born in the traditional sense. He sort of manifested within our plane. I believe this was centuries ago. The timeline might actually line up with the initial death of Mortem von Zarovich. So, I don't believe the name is a coincidence.
I didn't. What? Skaven, like, quietly is very confused in the background.
Look,
He's still alive. So is he still alive? Is he still around?
my father unfortunately passed away about a decade ago. My dad is still around, but home feels very different without father.
Whimsy makes me cringe so much. She,
Love it so much. It's so great.
there's no like, oh man, like you poor thing, pity, like she just immediately goes right on. Has he been reincarnated again yet?
Oh my god.
We never got a proper answer, but we actually suspect that it was less of reincarnation and more that his soul needed somewhere to go, as it wasn't allowed a chance at an afterlife, and so it kind of created itself again. That is to say, I don't believe there is going to be another instance of Mortem von Zarovich. Although,
So like, if he died, then like the soul had to like go somewhere, and it doesn't have anywhere to go anymore. I mean, I'll take it if no one's gonna take it.
we saw a crow take his soul to an afterlife. At least, we assume that's what we saw. Which, you know, is quite rare in the plane of water, but given...
Original Son of Death.
Yeah.
It makes sense that there's some exceptions.
Do you know what crow it was? Does it have like any identifying features that we can maybe track it down?
It's not how that works, Whimsy.
Hey, whatever. I'll just go find it myself.
I suspect if you want to try and find the soul of my father, you would have to look in Herosis, the plane of the exalted dead.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Ugh, I mean, yeah. Well, okay, what am I saying ugh for? That was on my bucket list anyways. Yeah, whatever, I'll go there.
Visiting the realm of the exalted dead was on your bucket list?
I mean, yeah.
They're here on an educational trip looking into cultures of all the different planes, so of course they're gonna stop everywhere. Right?
It has nothing to do with all of the potentially hot death angels.
Very loud sigh can be heard coming from behind Whimsy and from Skaemon.
You haven't happened to have read My Beloved Aurelios, have you?
She absolutely fucking has.
She absolutely has.
She absolutely fucking. All right. Talon, give me the plot. Give me the plot.
Aurelios, the god of death, falls in love with a mortal, the main character of the book. However, being a god, and particularly a god of death, He does not understand the mortal concept of love, and ends up trying to attract this mortal through taking the souls of her enemies long before they were due. The book ends with the two becoming betrothed and him granting her immortality.
Okay, that is amazing, and it absolutely something that she would like self-insert or something. So yeah, no, she nearly breaks her neck nodding. Oh yes, I have. What about it? Are you a fan? Are you a fan too? That's another one that I love so much. It's on the top shelf of my bookshelf.
I actually met the author.
No way!
I did.
Did you get an autograph?
I didn't think anything of it at the time. I hadn't read his book until after we met. I actually heard of his book through him. He's a business partner of my dad's, so, you know, I don't often think it is anything special to meet him, but I might be able to, if you're going to be staying in this plane long, arrange a meeting.
Yeah. Was it written on like what? Is it first-hand experience? Has he met him?
No, as far as I'm aware, the author has not met any of the gods. Though he did have Although he did have an interesting story that he told me inspired the book, where he had a near-death experience, and the crow who had come to escort him was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. And then she was gone before he was taken away, and he woke up in the hospital. So, not directly personal experience, but perhaps personal hopes.
True. Personal enough for me. Yes, absolutely. Let them know. Princess Whimsy Silly Autumn Lily is an absolute connoisseur of any and all vampire novels, Death God novels, anything like that. I've literally read them all. Like, I literally, threatened to burn down my room if I didn't get them.
You certainly seem like quite the interesting woman. It is a pleasure to have gotten to talk to you. And as much as I would love to keep talking romance novels, I do have a business transaction I need to finalize. Purchasing some ancient relics for bringing back to the museum at home. But he pauses for a second, kind of patting his pockets. Do you have a paper and pen?
Yes, absolutely. She reaches into Slimy and what she thinks is, of course, the easiest way to get into anyone's pets is pants is through the pet, Slimy. So she'll kind of hold him up as she's doing that.
What do you think of my Slimy, by the way?
He is quite adorable.
He does. I said pets.
Well, I mean, I suppose. His hand reaches out of the water sphere and he begins to pet Slimy.
Whimsy in her head, like, I'm never washing him ever again. She takes her time, oh man, where did I put that paper and pen? And finally gets it and hands it over.
He takes the paper and pen, writes down a number and hands it back to you as he says, "Do shoot me a text. I would love to continue to talk romance novels. when I am not in the middle of something important.
Oh God! Is there a phone number on there?
Yes, that is the number that he wrote down.
Oh, she got his number! Shit! Okay, I'll roll a legitimate con save. If this is below a 15, she starts to faint again. Okay, that's a 15. That's a 15 base on the die. There's definitely like there's a swoon threatening to become a faint. But she just barely manages to snatch just enough riz to give a wink and a nod.
Absolutely, yeah. Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure. Now if you'll excuse me. He turns and he begins to move away, his sphere taking him with it. As you see Suka kind of looking between him and you, and smiles and says, "Isn't he amazing?"
Yeah.
Like she completely breaks down and just like turns to Skamon and like if he doesn't like immediately push her off, she like almost she does a freak out. Like she like puts her face like on his chest and like kind of like not hard, but like just like almost like punches his chest a little bit, like using him as almost like a wall to like
you pressed, she presses her face into his chest and then kind of feels him like, he immediately holds his breath and kind of just freezes, really unsure of what to do. But he doesn't push her off.
She uses like your shirt to kind of like obscure her squeals a little bit. She is like full on freaking the fuck out right now. This lasts for like a good like 10 seconds of her like writhing around doing this. And then she'll
For like
turn.
the first second, Skamon kind of sighs and kind of like folds his wings around a bit just to like block some view of whimsy to others, just so that she has some sort of dignity left after this.
Okay, it's longer if the wings come out because she's taken this moment. Oh no, they did this in the novel. She no, she milks this. She milks this. Like she's doing it for a while. Before she we'll just like gently ease back, not wanting to like hit his wings hard, and then she looks up at you with like a genuinely loving look. And smiles.
Thank you, Skamon. Your presence has calmed my raging heart.
Skamon starts to kind of like shake a bit. You can tell he's holding back laughter. He kind of chuckles a bit, but you can tell he's holding back a lot more laughter than what he's letting escape. As he just kind of shakes his head, while looking at Whimsy.
Okay, Skamon, just real quick. If I've heard there's like such a thing as like, you know, electronic books where you can like go online and buy them. If I like did that on my phone and then let you read those novels, would you? Because like I need someone to talk to these about. Like that was so nice. I mean, I know he gave his number, but like, you know, I like you too.
Unfortunately. Sure. You know what? If you... I can read them if you want me to, but obviously if there's time.
She absolutely beams. And then like very gently will nudge against his wings a little bit.
You will realize quite soon why I gravitated towards you so quickly. Okay. Oh yeah, you're still there. And turns to the girl. Yeah,
Skamon's
yeah.
going to slightly hit Whimsy in the back of the head. Just like very gently, more of like a push than a hit. And he's been sighing a lot. But he sighs again as he folds his wings back and tries to tuck them in as close to him as possible.
Okay, like truly, thank you for the introduction. Like I actually mean that. I'm not just doing my like thank you that like I tell people whenever I'm just like, oh, you know, that's like a thing that people do in society. No, like thank you.
I'm glad. I'm glad you like him.
All right, we're gonna roll a little bit of an
there.
insight to see if she's
There's a
jealous.
tone
Yeah,
there. Yeah,
we're gonna.
I-
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's a tone. There's an absolute dislike now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 19.
That's also a 19 for me.
Wonderful.
There is a strain in her voice as she realizes why you are thanking her. And she seems not jealous, just a little annoyed.
Whimsy picks up on this and yeah, she lacks sympathy. She doesn't really give a shit. She just smiles and actually I think it's about this time that it like dawns on her again, like why the fuck we're here. Like it isn't just to get laid by, you know, a hot person. And she kind of like snaps her fingers a little bit.
Oh wait, yeah, we had that discussion with Rethwin about like, you know, you were gonna talk about like the culture and you know like the whole reason we're here and stuff. We were given the name, but like not really a description. Do you know them? Like what they look like or if they're here yet?
She kind of looks around. Her eyes land on the balcony above, where you can see that same man from before, but he's also been joined by a slightly shorter, maybe 5'10" man. Black hair, black suit, and a pair of beautiful black wings that seem to glitter with the starlight. As she says, actually, I think that's him up there.
Whimsy's face falls. She's like, oh no, he's hot.
Which one? There's a couple.
The one with the wings.
Oh, alright. Quick question. The, other very, noticeable one up there, who's that?
I think that's, Alto Colas, the, head of the waterplane police.
Makes sense. They do seem busy
Right.
though, so maybe we wait until they're less occupied. But now we know who we're looking for.
Yeah.
Thank you, for that, Suko. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm sorry for the secondhand embarrassment that I'm pretty sure we both suffered there.
It's okay. It was nice to... Suka, come here. Oh, I have to... Coming, Dad! She's gone.
All right, Whimsy's definitely trying to catch sight of this dad.
Looking...
Well, we were pointed out who it was, I'm pretty sure.
Oh wait.
She didn't point out who, but looking, it is the same man that called Kami over.
I don't know if Lindsay was paying attention to that one. But,
She was, yeah.
well, you were, okay.
Her her eyebrows kind of raise a little bit. Are they running away? Are they gone?
Yeah, Suka's flown over to her dad. He is still in the midst of conversation, though. He isn't, like, leaving, though Suka's left from this group.
Okay. Whimsy takes the deepest fucking breath of all time. Probably like sucks in like one or two of these elemental. Relaxing just a little bit now that it's like, at the moment, just turns game on here.
Holy shit, Skymon, I am like so exhausted and we haven't even like started doing our thing yet. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Fainting a couple times, and that takes a lot of energy out of you. So maybe you should take a moment and fucking slow down.
We don't have time, Skymon. We have to get to, doing our thing or whatever. Any ideas on that? Also, okay, can we both, just talk about how, unfortunate it is to take, a fellow, beautifully black-winged person out of this world? Ugh, unfortunate. But it has to be done.
His wings are pretty. I mean,
They
he's not
are.
necessarily my type, but they are very pretty. Got stars on them. How many people are, around us? Close enough that we can hear them talking.
If you pay attention, there's a couple of groups. I'd say about 4 groups of people that you could listen in on if you're paying attention.
Do any of them look like someone is listening in on us?
Roll either perception or insight.
Oh, that's not great. 14 on perception.
Not that you can tell, no.
Alright. I just rolled a 3. It's not a great roll. Alright. Skimon kind of leans in a bit closer and will quietly mutter towards Whimsy. I mean, my plan was just to wait until the end and figure out where he's going and then follow him from there. There's too many people here. And I mean, there's not enough people here that know of our existence, that would be able to be an alibi, so probably best to wait until after.
I guess. Okay, wait. what if we do this though? Like, oh, they're straight out of like some book that she's read. She will like definitely lean forward and like say this. She was already speaking quietly, but extra quietly. Okay, what if we like do the classic thing where we like go and like like attack a guard and then like take their clothes, which would be unfortunate because these are really pretty, but like we dress like well not guards, like one of the servants, and then like we poison a drink and then we bring it up there and give it to them. That always works.
That's a long shot. That would have required planning like a bit ago instead of this morning. I don't know, it doesn't seem like that'll work very well. There's a lot of complications, including the murder part of if they find the body. Also, you're incredibly noticeable, and if anyone has seen you already, they will recognize you in a maid outfit.
Well, okay, as much as I would love to be myself in an adorable maid outfit, which, by the way, I have plenty of those in my closet just because, they're cute. I would, like, change my appearance and stuff, obviously.
If you would change your appearance, why wouldn't you do that for the entire thing and not just your face?
Cause, like, wait, you mean, like, me going in here? Like, at all? Because, like, no, I wouldn't, like, change what I look like. What if I had been, like, disguised when I met him, and he didn't get to see the real me? I wouldn't have got his number then.
No, what I meant was, why would you find a way to steal clothes instead of just disguising yourself entirely to go and do your little idea?
I can't change what my clothes look like.
I thought you have.
She hasn't.
What?
Her no, like
No,
her
alter
alter self
self.
can't change her clothes.
Okay, yep, I'm misremembering it then.
Okay, fine. We can do this. I'm still feeling a little lightheaded, to be completely honest. I could use a little sit down and a few more drinks. So how about we just like actually chill, people watch, like enjoy this whole little thing, and then, I guess like kill him afterwards. Worst case scenario, if it like really seems like we're not going to be able to do it, the thing I did in the McDonald's worked. You can just
The thing you mentioned in
kill the
McDonald's,
bitches and we
like,
leave.
smaller building, and significantly less people, and so much media coverage. The point
Okay.
spotted and marked as terrorists.
So many less people is like what was unfortunate about it. I need to get my kill count up still, Scamon.
It's not a good thing. People notice if that gets too high.
Yeah, hot people notice. People that'll be like, whoa, I've seen what you've been doing. You've been killing a whole bunch of people, and that's cool. And, the only people who are allowed to, like, join my little group of hot people are hot people who kill people. And, yeah. I'm only gonna get, like, invites from hot, powerful, murderous men if I'm a hot, powerful, murderous woman.
Or they tried to kill you for, imposing.
Nah, I wouldn't do that.
Wouldn't you?
Not if they're hot. No.
know. If I was in their position, and then like someone like obviously as attractive as me came up there, and like they had like the same ideals and stuff, like no, I'd eat that up. I'd be like, yo, join me. It's so rare to see someone else who's, you know, on that level.
Someone's gonna do another people check if there's anyone that's listening in to their
Roll
conversation.
insight or perception.
Much better, 25.
25. You don't see anyone listening, no.
Okay. Either way, that doesn't help us out here.
Okay, let's just like go and take a seat and just like see where the night takes us or whatever. I seriously want more of that wine. That was really good. I think we should just sit down, drink. You know, that's what everyone else is doing. So, like, we'll look more, you know, like we're participating and stuff then.
Yep, I guess so.
All right. Whimsy at least is gonna try to find somewhere where they can sit down, and she is going to order an unhealthy amount of wine.
Finding a place to sit is easy. Finding a servant to get you wine is even easier. As you are brought probably an entire bottle at your request.
Absolutely, yes. She would require, or yeah, ask for. No, she would require an entire bottle.
A bottle would be brought for you, as you and Skamon kind of sit down towards one of the edges of the room.
She just drinks and waits for, I guess, any movement from the guy.
Yeah. Skamon continues to just kind of quietly scan the crowd. Doubts that he'd be here, but you know, keeping an eye out for Kirai, because you never know when that motherfucker's gonna show up. And is just kind of keeping tabs on Rethwin, making sure he doesn't disappear until we make him disappear.
Fair enough. Roll perception.
Oh, goody! My good luck's over. That'll be another 3 for a total of 14 again.
Okay. You keep your eyes peeled, watching Rethwin, watching out for Kirai Hinata. And some time passes without any sign of movement from Rethwin, and no sign of Kirai, when Rethwin, his gaze shifts across the room, and his eyes land on you, and he kind of tilts his head, glancing between you and Whimsy. He turns to the person next to him and says something before his wings unfold, and he kind of jumps from the balcony, gliding over towards you.
When he and Skamon kind of like meet eyes, Skamon kind of, I don't know if he'd be able to tell, but Skamon kind of like unfocuses his eyes and makes it does his best to make it seem like he's just kind of looking around, and will, as casually as possible, continue looking one way before looking back towards Whimsy, and muttering, "All right, he's on his way. He's on his way. He spotted us. He's watching us. He's coming. Here he is." And just trying to play it cool, like he was just just keeping a gaze out, and will strike up a conversation with Whimsy inconspicuously and about the wine and asking how it is, just
Fair enough.
anything to seem normal.
He lands and kind of clears his throat. I do not believe we have met. Hello.
Hello, I don't believe we've met either.
I am Rethwin, head of police. Who might you be?
Well, I believe we certainly would have remembered someone as striking as you. Whimsy Silly Autumn Lily, Princess Whimsy Silly Autumn Lily. You're a person sitting here drinking.
You can tell she's getting a little tipsy.
Yes. Whimsy Silly Autumn Lily, you said?
Mm-hmm.
And Princess. Such an ambitious title. And what about you, son? His eyes...
Vicious? I'm sorry, excuse me. I am a princess. It's not ambitious.
I'm not denying that you believe you are.
Okay, there has been quite a few times where has this what is his title of the storyteller ever been mentioned to be something of ambition to Skamon?
Yes, I know at least, like, Whimsy has said that's why she was, like, she's basically like, yo, I was chosen because I'm ambitious.
Is there any way that Skamon would, like, does he seem to recognize Whimsy in any sort of way that sort of resembles how Ace was able to kind of recognize us? Like, is there any sort of thing that connects him to the bigger plot here other than we need to murder this guy?
Roll Arcana at disadvantage.
Oh, great. Okay. 11.
Shit.
Right?
Okay.
Arcana is +1, I think. Yeah. 11.
You don't see anything. But you also don't know what you're looking for.
It's true.
As Rethwin smiles. And you, son?
I am Skamon Avery.
Skamon Avery. And what brings the two of you to this plane?
Well, as we've mentioned to a couple others, though I don't see any of them here, we are... Well, she was. I'm essentially a glorified bodyguard. Was sent to learn about different cultures of the plains, try and get a better story and a better education.
Don't lie to me.
Rather than, I don't like this guy. Out loud to Whimsy, just, rather than, I don't like this guy.
No, I don't imagine you would. You were told to stay away.
Oh shit.
Skamon slowly looks at him and, like, tilts his head. Sorry, we've never spoken before? I said sorry, not Siri, go away.
You the date changey person? Is that you?
I am
Lucy,
not
shut up.
that which has names.
Oh, but you're
great,
totally
you're
one of the
involved with this.
followers. You're like, yeah.
You did not truly believe Ace Talkish was the only one, right?
Scammon immediately puts
No.
his head in his hands again, going, "Of fucking course it is." And break one night, one fucking nope, never. Why would it be easy? Why the fuck can I not just do my job and go home?
I noticed you
Oh, I know
watching
what to
me.
do.
I have not been Rethwin for long, so tell me, why were you looking for the chief of police?
Why the fuck do you think?
There are many reasons that one person would be looking for the chief of police.
Well, we are also looking for someone else that, you know, the last time we had to try and fucking find out where he was, we also went to the police. Unintentionally, but we also went to the police, so we thought we'd try again.
I see. Well,
Which is an absolute lie if you need me to roll deception.
I'm not going to call for a deception check.
Okay.
He is not
That's
inciting you. He believes that much.
okay. That's surprising.
Well, the unmoving ones chosen
I thought it was
is...
the uninspired. How many names do you people have?
Well, when you are dealing with entities that are beyond definition, it becomes harder to
I'm
single
dealing with a
them
bunch
down.
of stupid fucking people that are getting in my way. Is what I'm dealing with. It is the brunt of what I'm dealing with, and that's fucking it.
The uninspired's chosen is currently preoccupied. If you leave
You and
this plane, or leave us to change the leadership
kill another arbiter.
to replace another arbiter,
To kill another arbiter.
we will happily offer you his next destination.
Oh,
Uh,
like a deal to me, Scaemon.
I mean, yeah, there's a slight problem with that, as I kind of gave my word to some people about a situation that I still need to handle.
Oh, come on. Who cares about those group of birds?
A group of birds?
Yeah,
There's lots of them around. I'm not sure
a
why you
murder, even.
This wouldn't happen to be the same birds that tried to offer me money to look the other way, would it?
No, I don't think so. Not that I know of, at least.
You know how many birds there are around here?
Especially ones that look like crows.
Yeah. I mean, look at you. You're like birdie.
I never said it was a crow.
A murder is a group of crows. You
Yeah.
reference murder.
Mm-hmm.
It's a
Mm-hmm.
group of crows.
Mm-hmm.
You see-
Mm-hmm.
What are you talking about? Is it not a group of crows? What the fuck are you talking about?
It is led by a crow Arakakra.
Oh. That's probably why it's... Did you say it was called a murder? Because we were saying that as a
I
joke.
never said anything about a murder.
Did, though. No, we said something about a murder and you went, this wouldn't happen. No, we said group of birds called a murder, and then you
And
went
you're
on to
backing
that.
yourself into a corner.
I'm very much not in a corner, actually. I'm just twisting your own words in my own head, because I have no care about what you're saying, actually. Everything you say kind of just blurs together with everything else about you, and that's not all that interesting, so.
Well, since you're going to be in the elemental plane of air for some time, perhaps I could arrange a tour for the two of you, see the sights, journey around safe and unharmed by the forces of the shape-shifting queen.
Oh, I don't believe that one bit.
Yeah, like why would you do that?
Because I am currently standing in the presence of a princess who also happens to be a chosen of the Kingmaker. So I would
Fucking
rather
what, bro?
not get on her bad side, if
How
possible.
many names do these motherfuckers have? What the fuck?
So many.
That's a new one. I do say he did say the word ambition very, very obviously. I kind of knew where this was
Yeah.
going the
Yeah, it was
second
a
he
little
said that.
sus. It was a little
It was
sus.
incredibly suspicious.
So-
But now he's talking about how many names do these motherfuckers have?
As I
Why are we
said,
being told them? I don't care. Just
The
pick one. Pick one. It's easier.
the point is, I would rather not get on the bad side of our princess here. She bears a very powerful patron that I do not wish to piss off. So,
She holds her head very high.
not to mention the implication that she is a princess could mean that she would have many resources at her disposal. Whether she's lying about that or not, she clearly comes from privilege. And could cause me problems if I were her enemy. So, Princess Whimsy, Silly Autumn Lily, I offer you and your bodyguard a fully funded tour of the elemental plane of air, where you will visit all the major cities and anywhere else you so wish, see all of the sights, and front row tickets to the execution of the Arbiter.
Get killed?
In exchange, you will stay out of our way. You so
Like,
much
you
as raise
mean-
a finger to interrupt our plans, and you will also be on the chopping block next to the Arbiter. And you will wish you forgot your name. Because that will be the only thing that you still have of your life.
Whoa. She
It's
like
hard to be scared of him.
dramatically like shakes her hand. I'm shaking, I'm so scared. Whoa. Okay, yeah, whatever.
It's the little angry twitches that the wings do. Mine do it too. It's very hard to be angry or be scared of something with just these little shivery twitches.
Okay, so like, what do you think? What do you think, Skymon? I mean, honestly, that sounds great. That sounds absolutely great. Especially if like you could tell us like where, you know, what was it? The uninspired's chosen, aka Zan, aka not as hot tiefling guy, aka stole the hot guy's idol, or you know, that one. Yeah, if you could tell us where he went, that'd be cool. I don't see any
Just
reason like we don't
Give
have.
us back the item that we need, because it's literally he can go do whatever the fuck he's doing. I just need the thing back. I forgive his betrayal, but I just need the thing.
I can guide you to where the uninspired's chosen is moving next after he has done what we need him to do.
what if instead of most of the things you are, giving to whatever the proposing, whatever you, all that nonsense. What if you just trap him so I can kill him after he's done whatever you need him to do, so I can just take the thing and go?
Unfortunately,
Would that be better?
a direct confrontation with the uninspired would be antithetical to our desires.
It technically wouldn't be direct confrontation with whatever the fuck is not very inspirational. I can't make that funny. There's just nothing. Uninspired. There's nothing that I can do to make that funny. Hate this man.
But as long as you do not interrupt the advent of the unending developer, I will tell you everything you can. We can tell you that we know about the uninspired's chosen, and anything you choose to do will reflect on your patron, not ours.
Okay.
See, that
I
doesn't
just gotta
help me
like,
at all.
yeah, alright. Another thing that like we need to like be sure of is like, is this gonna be a thing where you're like, okay, this is where they're headed next, and then we go there, and then we get there, and then you're like, oh wait, you can't do anything with them again because they gotta do this. Like, is this gonna keep on going? Because like at some point we gotta kill him.
The advent of the unending developer ends within the elemental plane of air. Every other plane has met their quota of change, of development. Though,
Okay.
I suspect the uninspired may have plans of her own, and the chosen of the uninspired will likely have other people helping him achieve these goals.
Yeah, no, once again, that doesn't seem to be all that helpful for me in any sort of way at all.
Unfortunately for you, your options are to wait until we give you information about the uninspired's chosen, or lose the trail here. Because you will not be able to search the entire elemental plane of air before he has finished with his aspect of our plan.
What makes you think I'd be the one doing the searching? At the same time, we don't have to be. That's not how that sentence was supposed to go. What the fuck was I saying? Nope, never mind. We're gonna forget that I said that at all, actually.
I don't believe you can call on your fellow agents. Not yet.
Fellow agents, what the fuck does that mean?
The others who serve your patron. But you've just answered my question for me.
God, there are others stuck like this? Damn, pity them. I sure fucking hate this. No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the fact that Zan is not that stealthy and is really obvious about almost everything he does ever.
Without
He leaves
assistance,
way too many
yes.
trails.
Without assistance, you are correct. The uninspired's chosen is not the most proficient in keeping himself hidden. However,
I can make jokes about it. Fuck yeah. Oh, sorry, you were saying something?
However, the unending developer and the shapeshifting queen have done our due diligence in keeping him obscured.
Not obscured enough.
I believe it was the shape-shifting queen herself who told you he would be in this plane.
Yep.
And beyond that, you know nothing.
We knew nothing when, he dropped us into the plane of water, and yet we found the trail.
In the elemental
Why?
plane of water, we had yet to solidify the terms of our pact.
Yeah, my heart bleeds for you. Anyways, there are many other ways to find someone.
Perhaps. But I am offering you the answer.
Okay.
In
Scamon.
fact, there's really nothing that I can do to get out of it if it goes sideways for me, which I don't trust any of you. Actually, there's really nothing about you that says that you'll uphold that. So...
Okay, Scamon. So, like, what I'm hearing out of this is that we get a fully funded vacation, which, like, come on, that's pretty nice. I believe you said, like, all the major cities? Like, the world tour? Sign me up. That sounds amazing. And then, okay, like, are you serious? Are you serious about the front row seats? Like, I want to see them bleed. You're gonna kill them? Really? And we get to see?
Have you ever wanted to watch a demigod die?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I'd rather be. No. Can I kill them? I want to kill them. I want to kill them. I want to do the final blow. I want to do it.
I cannot promise you that. But I can speak with the Queen of Shapeshifters.
Okay, Scamon. We have to do this. Oh my goodness.
Isn't that the one that said that they would murder us on sight if they saw us again?
Yeah, whatever. Well, if they decide that they want to murder us on sight, we'll murder them on sight. Easy solution.
I suppose that is fair. If the Queen of Shapeshifters attempts to kill you, it would only be fair that you could defend yourself. Of course, you wouldn't survive, but you could try.
Oh, wouldn't survive, yeah, whatever, that rhymed in my head. So I don't see anything wrong with it. Oh my goodness. Okay, like, does it take something extra? Like, is their skin, like, harder? Aw, I mean, I can kill them, like, either way. But, like, I want to totally, I need a plan for how I'm going to kill them.
As I said, I will speak with the Queen of Shapeshifters.
That once again said that she would try and murder us on sight. This is not a very good
She
proposition.
is a direct servant of the unending developer. She is, above all else, ever changing and ever developing. It would go against her nature to be unwilling to change her mind.
Hear that, Scamon?
Changing her mind or backing out of her word like a coward.
That which has names is constantly changing.
Yeah, you said that.
And if she is willing to accept this offer from your ambitious friend, then that is her right to accept.
Is there anyone else within earshot of this conversation?
It's interesting. There are definitely people who should be able to hear what's being said, but they aren't paying attention. They don't seem to even notice this conversation is happening. As you glance around, Rathwin smiles and says, "Oh, they do not hear what we are actually saying." This conversation is private. It is for us and us alone.
And for whoever else you tell afterward, or who told you to come talk to us.
No one told me to come talk to you. I saw you here, and I remembered the tales of Aestelkish's hubris.
Stupidity.
Oh, do you want to see him? Do you want to see him?
She reaches in Slimy and takes out Ace's word.
Oh my god.
Well, that is quite the change of states. From living to trophy.
Doubt everything in the end.
That which has names did mention that he had perished. Luckily, he was done with his element of our agreement. He had managed to convince the remnants of the Void to assist their old queen.
Once he was no longer needed, he was disposed of entirely.
Because he...
Much like you will be.
Oh, I'm well aware my state will change from living to dead eventually.
Not sooner than you think.
If you are trying to threaten me, it will
I'm
not
not.
work.
I'm not. I just, there's a certain attitude about all of you that once you get it, you realize, well, from an outside perspective, once you've noticed someone with it, they're not going to live much longer. Their own stupid choices. Nothing that I have to do. I just get to sit and watch.
Well, then perhaps you will have front row seats to my own execution as well. But that was not what I was discussing. What I was discussing with you was the agreement that you would stay away and stay out of our plans. Do we have a deal?
Once again, your plans and your little thing doesn't help me at all, especially because it's nothing that I can confirm.
Your options are to perish before you understand the truth of your situation, your patron, and lose the trail of the uninspired chosen. Or sit back, allow us to complete our advent, and learn where your quarry is headed next.
Alright, Skamon. Well, I vote for that second option. Okay, now I do feel the need to correct you, Rethwin, not Rethwin, replacement guy. We don't need you. We could absolutely figure this out on our own, and we could just kill you right now. But I didn't really have, I wasn't planning before to, kill this Arbiter yet. Obviously, my end goal, is, you're with me, you're against me, and if they're against me, then I kill them, and I'm probably gonna kill some of them anyways, because it's fun. But, yeah, I don't really need you for this. But it sounds like it'd be really fun to go on a vacation and to, get to kill them and stuff, so I don't know, I'm in. But I just want you to know that it's, not because, I'm actually scared of you or anything, because, I'm not.
Well, if you ever commune directly with the Kingmaker, do let him know that I admire his decision to choose you.
I'll be sure to pass your feedback along. You might get a response in 7 to 10 business days.
I do not need a response, simply that my compliments are passed along.
Of course. I'll send your compliments along with the entire other stack of them that I receive on a daily basis.
Of course. I expect nothing less.
Alright, Skamon, we're waiting on you. Yes or no?
I don't like this. long do you think before they realize you're not who you pretend to be?
Long enough.
He is absolutely just sitting there silently staring at this not Rethwin. Just unblinking as best as he can, so very um hardly blinking, I should say. Um just kind of staring at this guy. It's the better of the two options, I guess.
Whimsy claps her hands together and not needing, to quiet herself, knowing that no one can hear her, she fully hops up and claps her hand, jumps up and down.
Oh my goodness, it sounds like we have a deal! You'll have to let me know the execution day, the attire to wear, all of that stuff. I'll be practicing my best executionary move.
I will arrange that tour for you, and I assure you, the ending of the tour will bring you to the execution.
Good.
In other words, you're having people watch us the entire time.
Of course.
Well, it's a tour, dummy. Of course there are gonna be people watching us.
A private tour, but a tour nonetheless. Well, I'm glad that we've got that settled. I suppose I have a meeting with the Queen of Shapeshifters. I will...
Yeah!
I will make sure that you are aware of where and when your tour begins. It will start within this city, of course, probably tomorrow morning. I will text you the details.
So excited! Scream on! This is gonna be so much fun! Wait. I might have to go back on this deal. Are there seagulls? Are these seagulls on the tour? There are seagulls. There are seagulls, right? You wouldn't send me on a tour without seagulls.
This plane is home to many birds, including gulls. You will... They are not called seagulls here. They are referred to as lake gulls, as there are no seas, no oceans on this plane. But they are indistinguishable from the creatures that you would know as seagulls.
Perfection! Okay. Yeah, still stands.
You will likely encounter them most frequently in Alwindal and Daenma. Those are the two lakeside cities. Actually, Alwindal is built around a lake as opposed to beside one.
Ooh! Is it one of those big lakes where it stretches all the way across so it kind of still looks like an ocean?
It is, yes.
Oh, perfect!
Alwindal is the plane's capital and will be the final stop on your tour.
We have an entire itinerary set up! This game on, I can't wait!
I will make sure that an itinerary is included. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must go meet with the Queen of Shapeshifters and find out if she would allow you to perform the execution yourself. And ensure that your tour is granted safe passage.
Of course. Oh, actually, Actually, if you wouldn't mind just waiting just a moment, they might think it's a little crass if I just have you do it without there being any, a personal thing. Wait just a moment. Whimsy is going to very quickly take out a pen and paper, and in her fanciest writing, which I imagine is quite fancy, she is just going to write out like a short little thing, like a dear shape-shifting individual to whom it may concern and definitely concerns. She's a bit drunk, so like it's something. But she's just basically just gonna write out like, hey, let me kill the person. Like, yeah, thanks, and just sign her name like huge at the bottom and slide that over. Hand this to them.
Of course, I will make sure that it gets delivered to the ever-changing one.
Alright. Thanks, you're dismissed.
He smiles and vanishes. There is no fancy magic, there is no puff of smoke or flap of the wings. He's just suddenly no longer there.
Is there anyone that seems to be watching us more closer, like, than anyone else here?
Pardon?
Does there seem to be anyone, like, watching us a bit more closely than most individuals around?
Not that you can tell, no.
Well, Whimsy is thoroughly celebrating right now with Slimy. Like she has him like next to her face, like kind of whispering to him. You can hear like little bits and pieces of like gory details. She seems to be planning what she's going to do to kill this person.
The party continues to move around you, voices echoing through the ballroom, when you begin to hear a commotion towards the entrance. A loud crash as something throws open the doors, and a deep, visceral, growling voice. Autumn Lily! As shifting your attention to the entrance, you see a creature.
Oh god.
A large, draconic creature, four-legged, covered in blue scales, and torn wings that you recognize as prototones. That's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Not dead. Great. I was
Wait,
wondering
what?
when he'd show back up.
It kind of cut out. What did he say when he came in?
Autumn Lily.
Yes, fuck yes. I didn't want her to like get out of here without fucking some shit up. I'm so excited, hell yeah.
Thank you all for coming. I do look forward to seeing you all next time. And I do apologize for the unintended week hiatus. But I will see you all next week, where we continue our journey through the Planar cosmos. And we find out how Prototone survived, and how he escaped. But that is all for next time. For now, it was a pleasure having you all, and goodbye.